cows were using my bike rack as a back rub. Pretty good. My knee feels a tiny bit tender. I think it's because I've got a weak left glute at the moment. I think I might be feeling cramp. Why would that be? Oh shit, I haven't drunk for the last hour and 6 minutes. Okay, it's Friday the 2nd June. I've given the van a little bit of a test drive this morning and it seems as though it's okay. I stalled it when I first pulled away because the clutch bite's in a different place, but I think it's going to be all right. I've spoken to the garage and I've sort of said to them, let me have it for 2 weeks, let me just enjoy the van and give it a proper test drive, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. So we're drawing a line under that for now, and so I camped in Widecombe in the Moor, and this beautiful little parking spot by a little brook, so you can stand of water. There was an owl hooting last night. There were ponies and cows in the car park in the morning. The van started rocking at one stage because the cows were using my bike rack as a back rub, which is quite funny. And then I had a coffee in the cafe down on the green in Widecombe, and I've driven up to Hound Tor, made a couple of phone calls, sent a couple of emails, and it's just such a beautiful day. It's not too hot. I've decided to go for another run. I don't usually run on consecutive days at the moment, but I'm feeling that, you know, just upping the game a little bit at the moment will be quite good for my body, and as long as I don't overdo it. So I'm picking a route that's kind of quite undulating to start with, and then there's an option to come straight back, which is fairly level. I can add a couple of other little sort of Tor hills on the way at the far point if I feel like it. I'm just going to see how the body feels really. It'll be around about 6 miles, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of treat it as an easy one with a few little kind of intervals going up some of the hills. I'm not going to be running hard, but I'll take the camera with me and get some footage on the way around. And the thing is, I'm going to my sister's tomorrow up in Somerset, and it's quite flat around there. And I'm going to be based there for about 4 or 5 days. I need to start writing a report, so I need to knock that out in 5 days, and then make my way to Kent for Rochester Castle, doing the Abseil survey there. And then the week after that, I'll be writing a report. So I've got like 3 weeks worth of work lined up. So I'm just going to make the most of being up on Dartmoor today while I can, because I won't be back here for at least 3 weeks probably, or 2 or 3 weeks. And it depends, if everything goes well, I'm going to be heading over to the Gower anyway, so I probably wouldn't come via Dartmoor. I'd probably sort of go through, well, the north end of the West Country and just head for one of the bridges and get across into Wales. So this is my last opportunity for a while, so I'm going to take it and just take it nice and easy. Be careful with the body and enjoy it, because it is absolutely amazing up here today. I just don't want to leave Dartmoor. Been up here for the night. I'm planning to sort of camp on Dartmoor again tonight, find a different spot, stay in the van, and go see my sister up in Somerset tomorrow. Right, let's get going. So this is Hound Tor behind me. There's a race called the Hound Tor Hella. If you're ever down in Dartmoor, fancy a race. It's I think it's July, around about the middle of July. It's a 10k kind of, not exactly a fell race, but just a trail race on Dartmoor. And it has a slightly technical section that you descend, which I'm going to go up today. But it's an amazing course. There's a lot packed into a 10k. little spot down here. It's always really cool here because of the river. So in the summer, if you're ever out kind of running, want to cool down for a bit, just come down by the river. So I got a little tiny little scramble section, and then it's uphill with a bit more scrambling to go up into the quarries, and then it's sort of fairly gently up to Hound Tor. There is a section I don't run up there because I can't keep my heart rate down low enough at the moment to run up it. But we'll go up to Hound Tor, probably go right up to the top of Hound Tor, probably get a bit of footage from the top of it, and then decide whether I'm going to go up top Tor or sort of cut across and start heading downhill again. But my leg's feeling good, surprisingly, after doing about 16-17 miles of running and walking yesterday. So that's a very positive sign. So I just need to make sure I don't overdo it. So we started the other side of Hound Tor. We've come down here, down to Brook, and back up into the quarries. And now we head up to Hound Tor. So this stone tramway is how they used to transport this stone out of the quarries back there down to Teignmouth on the coast. And this is part of the Templar Way system of tramways, stone tramways. So my previous video showed, I think it's sections 5 and 6 from Newton Abbot down to Teignmouth, and this is part of the same system that goes down through, I can't remember what the other towns, villages, but at some point I'll come back and do the other sections, and then maybe sort of revamp the series altogether. But I've got to go up this steep little section here. In the Hound Tor Heller race, I've never managed to run up here because my heart rate is usually kind of maxing out at my anaerobic threshold, and I know if I'll try and run it there, I'll blow. Roughly what I'm doing today, but the other way around, as a sort of 6-mile warm up, and then do another 12 miles over Hound Tor, which is a big peak, goes up to it's about 600 metres or so. But I'm going to go down here over that one, that Tor, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to add in that extra one. If I do that one and then have one more after that, and it's pretty much downhill, sort of gently undulating back to the van. So I'll get to that point and see how I feel then. Feels pretty good at the moment. Yeah, I think I am going to go this last ascent. I'm going to come down here, across the road, and go up the next small one, which is top Tor, I think, and then down. And the van is kind of up behind these So we're about halfway around now. Still pretty good. My knee feels a tiny bit tender. I think it's because I've got a weak left glute at the moment. Okay, this is the last decent sized descent, just up to the top of this one, and then there's a steep drop down the other side, down to the road, and then up a short climb, and then pretty much downhill from there. There's a couple of small ups, but nothing like this. Oh, and a couple of things, just for full disclosure, today I'm running up to a maximum of 150 beats a minute, pretty much, and mainly around about 140, 145, trying to keep it easy. And so I am walking quite a lot today, so even though I'm only filming the running bits, I am walking up the steeper bits, just to save the body from kind of stress and try and avoid injury, and take into consideration the fact that I did quite a lot of running and walking yesterday. And the second thing is, I started up this hill, started jogging up this hill, and just noticed what felt like a tiny bit of cramp in my right hamstring, and I've just realised that I've been going for an hour and 6 minutes and I haven't drunk anything at all yet. So I've just drank half of my flask of water, so that's a bit naughty. I was going to stick a zero hydration tablet in, which I didn't, because it's not actually that hot. With the wind it feels quite cool. I don't feel as though I'm really sweating hard. It's a really nice temperature today. But yeah, maybe that would help me avoid potentially cramping, but I never cramp, so it's very unlike me. But yeah, I guess an hour. I usually run up to an hour and a half without any water, especially when it's cooler, but maybe I'm on the limit of it today. But that's one good thing about training for ultramarathons. If you read the Jason Coop book about ultra training, he talks a lot about, getting to understand and know the feeling of feeling dehydrated, or low blood sugar, high blood sugar, so that if that happens to you in a big race, you're able to do able to do troubleshooting. So I think what's happening now is a good example of that. I think I might be feeling cramp. Why would that be? Oh shit, I haven't drunk for the last hour and 6 minutes. So just a bit of information there, it might be useful to someone. Okay, that's definitely the last decent sized climb I'm going to do today, because my legs are starting to feel it. So I'm going to go back here. Plan is kind of over here, about 3 miles away. It's about halfway around. Just got this little descent to do, and then it's fairly gently undulating. Quite a lot of down, thankfully. I've just spooked these guys and they started running along next to me, so I'm just going to walk for a bit. I don't want to get trampled. Do you mind if I sort of come round, maybe? We've just come from there. that way and kind of over there. So that big hill there is Hound Tor. That's where I used to do a lot of my training for the UTMB OCC. We're going straight down here to the road and then we go kind of across here, and you might be able to just about make out a big marquee and a Tor on top of that. Yeah, so where that Tor is there, we're just the other side. So it's probably another 2 miles, 2.5. This place is called Bonehill Rocks. It's a bouldering venue. If any of you are into climbing and bouldering, there's some really cool stuff to do there. It's pretty harsh on your hands, granite. Come prepared. And then, so you're going to just nip up over past those and then go around to the right over that brow there. Just as I'm running on now, just coming up to nearly 2 hours for 5.7 miles. I need to take into consideration that when I'm running with the camera, it adds about 25 to 30% of time on it, because I'm stopping to look at views, get panoramic shots, talk to the camera, and you know, running past the camera, going back again, picking it up. Takes a little while to get back into your rhythm. Not that I don't, you know, I don't mind doing it at all now. I'm not training for anything specifically, but yeah, you know, if I thought about it, I'd have brought a little bit of energy with me of some sort. I didn't bring any gels or anything, and I've got half a litre of water, so I feel okay. But I'm starting to feel a little bit fatigued, probably partly, you know, the fact I haven't got any food to eat, and partly, you know, fatigue from yesterday. But yeah, it's something I just needed to factor into the equation, I guess. I just got a short section of about a quarter-mile of road up a fairly steep little hill, which I'll probably walk most of, and then cut across the moor towards Hound Tor. I seem to be blowing bubbles. Okay, on to the final stretch now. It's about a quarter of a mile back to Hound Tor behind me, and then it's a nice little descent down to the van, and it's, yeah, I'm ready to stop now. My legs are starting to feel it. I'm a bit dehydrated and I need a recovery drink and a chill and some stretching. And the van's still there. So that was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. It was just over 7 miles. There'll be quite a lot of descent in that one. Yeah, it took me about 2 hours 12 in total, with all the stopping and starting and filming and that. Yeah, it looks feeling a little bit tired at the end, but you know, I just started. I've got my recovery drink on the go. I'll do some stretching and have a shower, eat a little more food. I'll probably drive up to one of the viewpoints actually for the rest of the afternoon, and then head back down to Widecombe and think about trying to get in to the car park at the Widecombe Inn, which I think you can stay if you have a meal. So I think I might treat myself to a meal there, so I can get a nice vegan meals. So yeah, so the rest of the afternoon it's going to be just chilling and eating, and if I go to the Widecombe, I'll get a little bit of footage of that too. Yeah, it'll be a great day for a run, and the body is holding up well, so that gives me a lot of confidence moving forward. One of the things I'm looking forward to with getting into the van finally is to try and build a little bit more consistency. You know, I had to take things really easy over the winter after my health scare, and I've been quite frustrated that I haven't been able to get a lot of strength training in because I had an issue with my back as well. But I think doing this kind of thing on a regular basis and just being out, you know, walking a lot, and even on my rest days I think I'll be walking around quite a bit. So it's all looking quite promising. Okay, I need to eat.